Morning folks, San Jacinto Trail Report, Monday the 6th of May 2019. A bit of a change of scenery today, just below San Jacinto Peak. Miller Peak is up over there. I came down off the peak a little while ago. It's about 9 o'clock now. Basically a lot of PCTers around the peak, half a dozen around the peak and the summit hut. But actually this is a good location for me to take this vlog because I want to talk about the more or less the absence of snow in large parts of the trail now. Here I'm at about 10,400, 10,350, something like that. And as you can see, the trail's largely clear. I put micro spikes on at about 10,000 on the ascent, but for ascending, most of the PCTers I'd spoken to, they hadn't used them, certainly not for the ascending. They're definitely useful for descending, particularly down on the western side. But this is actually a good spot to record this from because I can talk a little bit about, you can see the desert divide there in the background with the cloud coming in from the southwest pouring over it. There's a forecast for the possibility of rain in Idlewild and probably up to about, right now I'd say 8,000 feet. As you can see, the top of the mountains again in the clear blue. At the peak it was, air temperature was 29 degrees, so about -2 centigrade, with a wind chill of about 20 Fahrenheit. That's about -7 centigrade. So pretty cold, at least for the time of year. And it's going to be more of the same for about the next, potentially the next week, certainly 5 or 6 days. Possibilities of similar kind of cloud and sprinkles of rain, at least at lower elevations, by which I mean up to about 8,000 or 9,000 feet for the rest of the week. With the possibility of something a bit more substantial, particularly on Friday, maybe Thursday evening, Friday and into Saturday, that will include precipitation all the way to the peak. Currently forecast for a dusting of potentially kind of 2 to 4 inches, as high as here at San Jacinto Peak. We'll see if that actually happens, but that's pretty typical. We always get 1 or 2 or more snowstorms in May. And looks like this May will be no exception. Otherwise, like I say, spikes kind of not essential but useful in patches, particularly above 9 to 9,500 feet, depending on your comfort level and personal preference on snow and ice. And as I reported at the end of last week, for those sticking to the PCT, not coming up the peak, micro spikes probably certainly no longer essential, probably no longer required for most folks. And otherwise, be conscious of the weather coming in a few days' time. Safe hiking, everyone.